Morning and welcome to Hooked on Linux. And congratulations, you just downloaded and installed Linux Mint. That's awesome. Congratulations. I'm thrilled for you. You're about to enter a whole new world of using your computer without fear. Congratulations. Oh, this is thrilling stuff. So now you've opened it. What are you going to do? Your Linux Mint already comes pre-installed with a lot of great software, but invariably you want to enhance that. You don't have to buy it. You don't have to you don't have to go online and use it online. You can still use all your Microsoft apps virtually, which is what they want you to do. They want you to get on Microsoft 360. They want you to pay a monthly or a yearly fee so that you can access Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, all those apps that we used to install on our hard drive and own. You can still go and purchase a membership for Adobe and go use Photoshop, Illustrator, and all those great things. Or you can, go open source and use free software. Install it on your computer so you have it and you can use it offline and online. It's going to be exciting stuff. Excellent. Two things you're going to need to get all the software out there. You're going to need Software Manager. This thing, the Software Manager. It connects you to all the software that's out there, everything. It's just flying there. Off we go. And the second thing you're going to need is some patience. It means that you're going to have to try some things that you've probably never tried before. A couple of pieces of software that perhaps you're not that familiar with. And there's a little bit of a learning curve. But I don't think it's that bad. So we're going to start with internet apps. These are browsers. And there's lots of good ones out there, really good ones. But if you want, you can use your Google Chrome. You can even install Google Chrome. But I'm not going to recommend it because they want you to sign in, give away all your data. We've been down that road. We're not going there again. This is why we came to Linux Mint in the first place, isn't it? I think so. So the ones that you're seeing behind me here, Firefox, there's Brave, there's Chromium, there's Opera. And we're going to talk a little bit about these and where to get them. So you want to experiment with some of these. Firefox is pre-installed on your Linux Mint download, upload, whatever you want to call it. So when you install it, Firefox is the browser that they put on there. And every distribution is going to put a browser on, whatever they developers select at the time that they release it. And the browser's there because you may want to, find your own software and install it. So you gotta have a browser right away. So that's why browsers are on there right away, pre-installed. That's it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So let's have a look at some of these browsers. So those internet apps, I'll tell you a little bit about them. So Chromium is the open source for Chrome. So it doesn't have all of the spyware and all the stuff that's written into Microsoft Chrome or whatever, Google Chrome, but it works exactly the same as the Chrome-based browser, and that's all right. Off you go. Firefox, which is Mozilla, they fell out of favor a little while ago because they disclosed that they were actually taking your data, some form of data. A few people got up in arms, go, oh, they're selling our data. Well, who knows? Specifically, I mean, it doesn't matter what browser you're using, you choose to give your data away, and that's the bottom line, right? Because a lot of times you get scared of stuff. Say you must accept these conditions in order to proceed, and most times you want to proceed more than you value your data, and so you let it go away. Yesterday, the day before, was the very first time that I actually looked into Opera, and I was mildly surprised. Let's put it here. so we can see it. Opera. Opera. Um, the Opera browser is you know what? It's not the prettiest browser to look at. It's not. It doesn't have all the bright lights and bells and whistles, or maybe I haven't set it up yet to give me what I want. So it's not appealing visually to me anyway. But you guys, if you followed me this far, you're saying, well, you're kind of a weird duck, and, because I'm not a bells and whistle guy. So it was that. But the one thing it has is you enable the browser VPN. So what that does is that protects your computer by giving or whatever scrambling the IP to a different location, on and on. And so when it comes to the VPN, it is browser based, is completely free. So anything you're doing on that browser is hidden behind a virtual private network. You can upgrade and pay for it, and then protect your entire system, so that your anything will be behind a VPN. I find it pretty good just for browsing with, so that's all right. And I'm investigating the ability for it to download videos from another source. So if I can hide my downloads behind a VPN, that would be even better. That'd be good, and especially if it's free. So I gave Opera a try. I'm going to continue to look at it, and if I decide in the future to use it as my number one or scrap it altogether, I'll let you know what I find. Anyway, that was kind of cool. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, those browsers, all these 4 browsers I use for different things. Not that I think it matters, because once you give yourself away online, it's gone. It's gone. Okay, what do we got next? Email clients. Some people still use email clients. Corporations generally use email clients so that they can, of course, keep track of the emails that belong to their employees, which is pretty good. So here, let's have a look. We got a couple of these up here. Thunderbird. Thunderbird email client. I tried using it. I'm not committed to using email clients. I just don't have enough use for it. Like I said, on shared networks, like where you're working in a group, I think email clients are great. So Thunderbird is pre-installed on Linux Mint. It's good. I mean, I even set it up so that I can look at all my emails from my desktop without having to, go through all the different browsers. But it doesn't make a difference to me in how I use it. But I'm not, my job, my work, my career, all that stuff, it's not a computer type of business anyway. So I'm never at my desk. I don't work at my desk. I work out in the real world with my my hands, and do that kind of stuff. And yeah, so there's Thunderbird. The other one that's out there, manage your email. There it is. Evolution. So when you do that, there's Evolution. You say, okay, you know what? I'm going to try Evolution. It's a GNOME. The GNOME is a different Linux distribution, but this is cross-platform. Evolution supports a wide range of industry standard data formats and network protocols for information exchange, with an emphasis on standards, compliance, and security. Evolution can also integrate smoothly with Microsoft Exchange by way of the Exchange Web Services. And this is where you start to be picky about, I guess, what software you use, is how compatible it needs to be with everybody else that you communicate with, right? Excellent. We're going to touch on that a little bit later. And so you hit the install button, and it's going to say here, additional changes are required. Please take a look at the list of changes below. It's going to download a certain amount, and it's going to move this space. It says 1.1 gigabyte will be downloaded in total, and 2.8 gigabyte more disk space will be used to run this. So it's actually going to cut some of your disk space and specifically allocate it to this software. So when you're looking at all this, you have to be on the ball and know how much disk space you have available to use and dedicate, because this one here in particular is going to dedicate disk space. So you know, I'm going to cancel it because I don't want to use it. And there you go. Awesome. Okay, here's now Office Tools. Office Tools. This is awesome. Pick the Office tools that work best for you. If you want to use Microsoft Office and go online and do it browser-based, I mean, this is the trend, and this is how things are going. A lot of corporations, instead of using their own server storage space, they elect to pay online, pay for it, and just use Microsoft servers. And I guess, although what they save on infrastructure, they end up spending on the back end. It doesn't make sense for guys like you and I that are just sitting at home, and it's just me. It's just me. And I'm going to pay to use software that maybe I do 2, 3, 4 spreadsheets a week. You know, I'm not on it all day. So it would make sense for me to look up different Office tools. So LibreOffice was pre-installed on Linux Mint, and I'm okay with that. It's very, very compatible with Microsoft Office suites, everything. I have not had a problem with them at all. Okay, there we go. So we're here, Apache Open Office, right? And so this is where, just go on your browser, figure it out, find it. There's Apache, and you can download it. I want to download Apache Office most recent release, and it's going to take you through everything you want. Download it. This one here is, you can choose Linux 64. No, lots of these choices here, and pick what you want. Download the full installation, right? And language packs. Important hints for Linux 64-bit users, RPM, whatever. So you work yourself through it. This is SourceForge. Wow, I didn't want to go that way. So they're on SourceForge, and they're going to put that in as one of those. So this is where I start to, sweat, because now it's getting complicated. So this one here is a torrent download, which is okay because, your Linux Mint pre-installed a torrent downloader called Transmission. So it's there. So I'm going to put this in downloads software. Okay, I've already got it set up. And it's downloading right now, right there, Apache Open Office. Can't believe I'm going this in depth to show you how to download this, because I'm not so sure, but I'm even going to use it because it's a big program. I mean, it's big. Let's see what's happening, right? And then we can, there it is. It opens up to there. And open, extract. So we have to extract it, and I don't even know how it's going to look when it's extracted. There it is. And this is one here. There's a file here. It's a .deb, which is a Debian file, but that's what's going to do the installation for you. So you can unpack this and then open up the unpacked kit and click on this open stable, all these numbers, AMD 64.deb, and that becomes your, um, anyway, I'm not doing it because I'm very, very happy with LibreOffice. Okay, anyway, so, but Apache apparently is used by big corporations, that they use this. They got millions and millions of downloads. And so use what you like. The graphics. You guys use graphics. A couple of things. Everybody's starting to do this because everybody's editing video, touching up photos, cropping, all that kind of stuff. Um, these two are here behind me are the most popular of them. GIMP. There it is. GIMP just showed up. And I just clicked on it just before it went. Um, GIMP is to Linux what Photoshop is to Windows. Can you install Adobe Photoshop? Is not officially supported by Linux. So Adobe does not support Linux. So this is you're done. You're not going to get Photoshop. But GIMP is awesome. Works really, really well. I use it, and I'm not artistic of it in any stretch. But all of the graphics that you see that show up on my videos, it's all done on GIMP. GIMP is great. I like GIMP. Use GIMP. GIMP's good. And the other one that we got there, what are we dealing with? Inkscape. And Inkscape is it's paint for painting. Vector graphics editor. Graphic vector, and I know nothing about this, but however, wherever you artists out there, you know what types of software that you need. So there's these are there, and what I just like is that it's already here on your software manager. You don't have to use a terminal. You don't have to do any of that stuff that has scared you so far into doing this. So graphics was easy, no problem. Sound and video. Here's where there's a lot going on. Sound and video is huge. Right? Their sound and video is down here. This is a huge category. I'm going to go through some of these ones that are above my head here. Let's see. The one that you see right there, LMMS. LMMS. You know what LMS? What the heck does that stand for? LMMS. There it is. This is the Linux Multimedia Studio, and it's a mixer, and it'll work in conjunction with your sound cards. It'll figure out what sound card you have and configure itself to that sound card, and then it gives you all of the audio mixing that you need to do. Apparently it's pretty good. It's like easy to learn and all that kind of stuff. So congratulations if you have this. If you use your computer for any audio, video, studio, whatever stuff, these kinds of programs are a must. So LMMS is yeah, looks good. I haven't installed it because I haven't found a use for it yet. It's a mixing board, but that's awesome. So there's that, and then underneath the LMMS logo is Audacity. If you haven't looked at Audacity, it's a recording studio. It's basically a recording studio. I use it to clip audio, make audio clippings, edit voice, remove background noise, that kind of stuff for videos, because it put it in whatever file format I want. I use that one. But there's all kinds. And as you um, go through sound and video, as you go through them, you know, I'm talking to people who know more about this stuff than me. I'm just telling you where to find it. It's here. It's right there. Right? Clementine. Clementine is a music player. It'll sort through what you have on your hard drive and help you make all your playlists and stuff. And it's also online as well. The VLC is there. VLC is like the premier video player out there. Apparently, you can even stream with VLC. Currently ranked as one of the most popular applications, known for its ability to play virtually all video and audio formats without requiring additional codecs. So it's installed. I've got it installed, but you know what? I don't use it. I just use the default video player, which is called Celluloid, and it's on here. And that's basically what I do. What else we got here? So the Clementine, and on here I also included a couple of video editors, like a Shotcut. There's a Shotcut, the video editor. It's very simple to use, very easy, easy learning curve, simple to use. I didn't find it powerful enough to do some of the stuff that I wanted to do. It bogged down. It bogged down anytime you got over 20 minutes of video. So it was giving me issues. So I stopped using it. And it might be unfair of me to say that, because I've since stopped using it, but have upgraded my computer. So maybe now my computer's fast enough to run this effectively. And so in the meantime, I switched to Kdenlive video editor, and wow, well, that's the newest, and this is just awesome, absolutely awesome, right? And those are good. So if you're using them to edit video, then I just familiarity brought me to Kdenlive, and I like it. I didn't realize that there's two different versions here. When I look at them, this is the one I'm using, the one that's got a little green non-linear video editor. That's the one I'm using. But there's the full editor here. Everybody's got their thing, I guess. And then there's a bunch of other apps that you may or may not find interesting. I'm just going to ring them off. Zoom's up there. If you've used Zoom, then you are working for a corporation and you're in the belly of the beast. Congratulations. Telegram, that's the one that looks like an airplane. Yeah, Telegram is a messaging and media sharing app. You can get it on your phone, you can get it on your desktop, tablet, whatever. It was touted as kind of like a freedom messaging service, and people use it to share videos and messages. It's like Signal, which is underneath it. Signal is a high encryption, privacy oriented kind of thing. So you can use those. I don't really do that shit, so I don't care about that. I don't, I guess I could put my channel on Telegram and post my videos, but I don't. It doesn't matter. What else we got there? The wine glass. You guys know what wine is? If you're new to Linux and you just came over from Windows, you would not know what wine is. A wine is short for Windows emulator, and when you install Wine with all of the plugins that go with it, you will be able to install Windows software and run it on the Wine emulator, and the Windows emulator. It's right beside VirtualBox, which is another emulator. And VirtualBox basically runs ISOs, which I don't remember what ISOs stand for, but ISOs are operating systems. And so you can run whatever kind of operating system you want on your desktop. And that's it. And there's Steam. Steam is probably the biggest reason why gamers are switching to Linux, because a lot more game producers are producing games on the Steam machine. The Steam, which is what it is, it's an engine. It is the format in which produces the game. And so the Steam runs really well on Linux, because Linux uses less physical resources than Windows does. So Steam runs really well on Linux, making it awesome for the Steam-driven games. Excellent. Spotify and Stingray. Spotify, a streaming app for music, podcasts, on that kind of stuff. Stingray is just music, streamed 24/7, free. Spotify has all these memberships. You can upgrade the Stingray to get more perks, but I mean, we were sitting out at the bonfire last night. I had Stingray going for 6 hours, no ads, and I don't pay a penny. So Stingray is my choice. Spotify is way too commercial, and that's that's what we're looking at. This is pretty cool. Okay, and so these are a lot of the common apps that you can use when you first download and install Linux Mint. Good luck with all of these. Try some of these out. If you've got favorites that I haven't covered, let me know. If you find out that I've told you some stuff and it doesn't look quite right, if I kind of misspoke, I assure you I'm not misleading you. It's a pure accident. But good luck with this. Have some fun with it. Don't be afraid to install and uninstall. The Linux Mint's file manager system does a great job when they remove stuff to get rid of the garbage, so it doesn't leave residuals on your disks. And it's really good, nice, clean running system. I hope you guys got something out of this. If you did, send me a message. Let me know that, hey, this was pretty good. I prefer this software to that software, and tell me why. This is good, and we'll grow a little bit. So thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys again.